Welcome back to another episode of Sports First NFL slash fantasy football show. If you was shook us by some of the scores yesterday, then you're like the rest of us with I'll tell you, two New York teams getting the dubs. New York, two New Yorker teams, Jets and Giants getting the dub. It's freaking crazy. And on top of that, and wait, there's more. The freaking Jaguars, those freaking guys. I'm 100% sure. Actually, I'm not 100%, but I'm sure they won too. Oh yeah, they did. They won by like 20-0 against Matt Ryan and them Colts. Like, come on, Matt Ryan. They bring you in because they supposedly have that. I mean, I don't want to do that, but I mean they're supposed to have that good old fashioned defense. I mean, look at this crap right here. I got them in my second fantasy team, the one that ain't doing too good. I got that Colts defense very disappointing. I tell you what. Look how many points they got you, or they got me. They got me 0 freaking points. Actually, this is sabotage. The other one. Where's my other freaking team? I am not seeing the other. Oh, there we go. There's the other league right there. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Oh man, I just keep clicking. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something real quick. But yeah, this is how many points they got you. As you can see in the screen right here, this is how many points they got you. What? 0. They got you 0 points right there. I mean, for God's sakes. Oh yeah, and I made a. I don't know why I did this, but the day before I'm like, I'm gonna just hold out. I'm gonna just wait. I actually woke up really, really late. Ended up freaking missing like the first half of the start of the day of games, or the first quarter of pretty much all the games. I was so disappointed, but I guess I didn't miss that much because the majority of these games, it looked like they were pretty much done, and out of nowhere, third quarter hits, and everybody decided they wanted to play themselves some football, American style. Um, but yeah, so I stupidly decided that hey, I'm gonna just my plan was to put in Brees Hall because I saw what he did in the first game, and even though I know he shares with Michael Ka'a, but each one of them got 3 receptions or like 11 or some targets, and each one of them caught a good amount of those. So my plan was to either have Brees Hall or Damien Harris. Yes, I drafted really risky in this draft, somewhat risky, but for right now, it seems like it's paying off. Michael Gallup ends up coming back. Jahan Dotson has been amazing because I drafted him twice. Pierce, in my other league, I actually traded Jamar Chase. Oh no, somebody gave me Jamar Chase and Pierce for Cook. One reason I gave up Cook because I already had 4 running backs. Even though it looked like Damien Harris for them good old boys, as in Patriots, America's winning team, not America's team, America's winning team, or most winning by winning, as Charlie says. Damien Harris looked like he went down, but I was seeing like didn't say anything about it, unless like I don't know if the Patriots don't like saying anything about their players being injured. But let's look right here. Damien Harris. Let's see if anything drops. Positive injury update after Patriots win. So I'm guessing it's good. I can just Damien Harris like finds end zone. Never see it. So he had one really big first down afterwards, and so it says he gave some positive news right after the game. No, I don't want to clutch points. There you go. There's your what you call it shout out. Okay, limp to the sidelines. Limp like a pimp. Uh, he said, I'm fine, dog. So my dog is fine. So I'm happy to hear that because I'm like, holy schmacks. Or whatever the hell Scooby Doo freaking said. Or Shaggy said. I'm not hearing anything. Um, when it happened, I told myself I feel sorry for him after the game. Oh, I think that's something from an article, but he's fine, dog. Uh, with a huge smile, he says. And then he said, "Look at me, I'm fine." I mean, you can read that right there. This is from Clutch Points themselves, if I'm saying it correctly. But yes, that's from these guys right here. So don't blame me, blame them. If you hear anything else, but they're saying he downplayed it. But it did look bad when I first. I'm like, shit, I didn't allow me a goddamn running back. But that's the other thing is I drafted heavy on running backs myself, as you could see. Look at me, everybody. Look at me, running back room. Antonio Gibson, Nick Chubb, Damien Harris, and there's more, and there's more. Yes, I got Kadarius Toney. I had beliefs. I was a believer, and then I got Tyler Aja at the other running back. A lot of people were talking like he's gonna do good, so I'm like, shit, let me one of these late pick up another rook, and then I got Damian Pierce with that trade, and like I said, I had Dalvin Cook, the Cookie Monster with them yards getting he does. So yeah, I'm good in that area. So I don't know about y'all, if y'all had Damien Harris. So what game was I just talking about? What's his name? Mitchell Trubisky not looking so good for old man Mitchie. I don't know what he's doing in the fantasy area, but we can look at some numbers real quick. Let's see if he hit that top 20, ladies and gentlemen. No, but shockingly, Baker may. Oh, this is a quarterback. Let's see if he hit the top 10 quarterbacks. Maybe he makes the top 10, but I didn't see him running today. So Carson Wentz made that. Tua made the top 5. Obviously, Tua. I was shocked that Tua didn't. He had 6 freaking touchdowns, ladies and gentlemen. 6 freaking touchdowns. Craziness. Tuanon is real, as they say out in Miami. Miami, where it's hot out there. And then you got Patty the Betty, who should have had much, much more points. I say that because I have Patty the Batty. This isn't actually, I thought I was looking at the QB ranking. This is actually the total rankings. What? Baker, fake field. No, just kidding. I don't hate on specific play. I just, joke right there. Joke for your people right there. But Jameis and Baker Mayfield made that, 16 points. This is, who the hell? Oh, this is fantasy football. I want to see that ESPN ranking. What's that ESPN ranking? Look at that. Let's look at that. Let's look at that real quick. ESPN ranking. Okay, that's a little bit better. Fantasy football leaders weekly. Is this total points or some shoo? I'm not sure on like what they're doing. FantasyPros.com. I don't know who the people are. And then it says NFL reports leaders. It says overall. I don't know if that's week 1, week 2, or what the heck's going on here. But yeah, let's go back to the ESPN. Making it sound like that EA Sports. But then you got Tyree Hill, Jan Wall, and Tua, 3 players for the Miami out there with 42, 40, and Tua got 38.6. I think he had 1 interception, maybe a fumble or 2. Let's see what he had in those. 2 interceptions. INT, baby. 6 touchdowns. Oh my Josh Allen. 469 yards, ladies and gentlemen. That's a lot of yards right there. And the crazy part is he only had 1 carry for 1 rushing yards, which is actually, it's not that crazy because Tua technically hasn't been that big of a rusher. Cause, I mean, maybe it has something to do with that injury he picked up in Alabama. Cream Tide. Road Tide. Not really. I don't remember what that did. As in college wise. But whatever. Even though they're bringing a whole bunch of good players, I go and pretty much I can name off 1,000. I mean, freaking pretty sure Jalen Waddle's from over there as well. And then that boy Amani Raw Shane Brown, he has become it. He is him. He is a stud. Fantasy wise and non fantasy wise, this guy needs 5 team coverage on him, not double coverage. He needs quadruple coverage, because he's just all over the place. The man just can't be stopped, I tell you what. Also, the man, the myth. No, he's not a myth. He is NFL running back, Cleveland Brown running back, Nicholas Chubb out there with 3 touchdowns. Even though it was a terrible loss with that very last second play from Jacoby. I mean, in reality, I don't know if I could blame Jacoby because there was a couple of plays before that where they probably could have done more. I don't know if it's coaching, that was coaching, or quarterback fucking it up for them. But I'm not going to fully put on Jacoby because they're at like the 70 or 60 or something yard, and then Jacoby threw that bad pass, and it was a really bad pass, so Jacoby gets a little bit of blame too. But for sure, Nico Chubb does not get any of that. Really good game. The terrible. I mean, see, the thing is, Nick Chubb should have had a really good game last week too. But as Kareem Hunt owners know, that he came out and took all of our points away. All of ours, as in I say all of ours, because I'm partial owner of Nicholas Chubb myself with 87 yards, 3 touchdowns. I'll take that any freaking day. No touchdowns for you today, Kareem Hunt. But man, they should have gotten the win. Oh, and the other thing, it was 2 minutes left, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, everybody decided they wanted to play late and get the dubs late. These freaking Browns, they decided to take the L very late. Who else did that? Same with the Cardinals Raiders game. That game was just bonkers. Freaking Raiders fans were out there popping the bubbly. They were popping champagne bottles, trying to, pretty much celebrating too early is what they're doing. Third quarter, they were popping champagne. I'm pretty sure that most of y'all have seen that a picture of those fans popping the bottles out there in La Begue. And it didn't end too well. They were probably too zooted anyways. They ended up taking the dub. They, as in the Cardinals, decided to take the dub. 2 fumbles from Hunter Renfro. What is wrong? But fantasy owners ain't too mad. I mean, unless you're a Raiders fan and you own some of these Raiders, then you're like love, hate, or just mad and a little bit of happiness. I mean, I don't know if anybody can really be that happy when their team loses, but still, 25-39, not too great from you, Derek Carr. More like Derek Carr wreck playing out there. Also, Josh Jacobs, I don't think he's gotten a touchdown. I don't remember from last week. I was hearing that Zamir White is going to be more involved, but he is not more involved. He wasn't that involved, or at least I don't remember. That was the alarm, so I don't talk to them much, and I don't go over 50 minutes like I did last week. The plan was less than that. Hunter Renfro, somewhat good numbers. I mean, if you got him really late and all, 5 for 7 for 59, but still you had the 2 fumbles, so not great numbers. Darren Waller, I'm sure, yeah, he got the touchdown, 6 for 50, average 8.3. Actually, is Mac Hollins the former Seattle guy? I'm not 100. Okay. Oh, he's actually the former Dolphin. I was wondering, because or is that Hollister? Something like that. I'm pretty sure. Let's see stats. Maybe. I know because you can obviously see there's Dolphins, and I didn't know he ever played for the Eagles, but he apparently played for the Eagles too. But you know how it is. Players moving around like I can't get anything out right now, but They just move around a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. And the other thing is, I didn't know we were having two Monday night games. That's bonkers. Obviously, I'm not talking about them because these games are today, technically, since I'm doing this later, as you can see, 6:15, 7:30. I want to see both. Obviously, you want to see Justin Jefferson balling out there. Jalen Hurts, owners want to see him play. I'm facing Josh Allen, so I don't want to see that because I'm winning by like 23 some points, and out of every other freaking quarterback, it had to be this freaking guy, Josh freaking Allen. So I'm not expecting to win, but you know, maybe a miracle happens, and they. I don't see it happening, but hopefully these Titans, I mean the Titans that lost to or tied with, was it Houston, decide to do something to help me out. That'd be very cool from Jim Shoyens. So next week we actually don't have, we just have the Giants Cowboys for the Monday night. I was wondering if we are gonna have this double all the time or so. I actually don't know the reason. Maybe I'll hear the reason because I'm not about to Google it. I could, but I'm not. I didn't hear anything about it earlier in the week from anything that I watched. So yeah, so it's just a 1 week thing. Like I said, I don't know what the reason is. It's not COVID times. Technically, it's not COVID times. I would before. Um, did I say that the Lions won to? The Lions won to. That is crazy. Biting ankles off. Them boys got the job done. DeAndre Swift balling out there. St. Brown balling out there. I can't say so much for Jared Goff, but I mean, he got the dub. Wentz got you fantasy numbers, but as a Commander fan, you command more out of him, don't you? At least, I mean, his record is better than Matt Ryan, so that's a punch to all them Indianapolis Colts fans right there. But that, like I said, that defense doesn't seem like it's playing as good as they were last year. I'm sure they have an injury or two, but what NFL team doesn't have an injury or two? And if you decided to draft Jahan Dotson, great for you and great for me because I drafted him twice, like I've said before. And I mean, the thing is, it's Terry, Jahan Dotson, and Curtis Samuel. They're all balling. That's the craziness of this situation. They're all balling. So it's like, who do you start? If you have them, if you have flex spot, if you're playing in a 4-team league, in a 14 leaguer, which I'm playing in, I got 14 teams in my league, and then the other one is 12. And you could, I mean, John Dotson is pretty much a good late round draft pick, and I probably should have played him this week. I should have played him actually over Gibson, and Gibson is the starter. But then again, if the game wasn't out of hand so quick, Diaz and freaking Commanders wouldn't have actually ran it, or they would have ran it a little bit more, but they didn't. I mean, still 14 for 28. That's not great at all. 2 points for each, or average 2.0. But he was also involved in the freaking passing. But I mean, I thought it was a little bit more now, to be honest. But hey, still, like I said, I'm still going on. As I'm pretty much gonna go ahead and just say a little bit more, and that's gonna be it. And like I said, Giants getting a dub, even though they didn't use Saquon Barkley too much. Freaking my quarterback. That's my quarterback. As in, let's go to the other league real quick. As in Herbert. As you can see right there, that's my quarterback. Going on Montillo. He got injured. Very sadness across the league. But I think it's a rib injury, and I don't know what the heck's gonna happen there. But let's not let that guy take care of his rib, because we all know what he did to Tyrod Taylor, and Tyrod Taylor sued him $5 million. Other games, Jets. I already talked about that. Other games. Dolphins come back late. looked like the game was over. Lamar was on fire like last week, and all hell broke loose for them Ravens, and they ended up losing. Bucks Saints. It was really close. I think it was like, see when they started scoring. I think it was fourth. Yeah, 17 points in the freaking fourth quarter from Tom Brady and his boys. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. It's craziness right there. Obviously, he didn't have any. Well, Mike Evans and who was it who got no fight? Latimore. Mike Evans and Lattimore got into it and all that boo jive, and they both got ejected. Even though obviously it was other players that threw, but since they started, they get to kick it. They got kicking. Geno Smith came in hot last week, but he was not hot. He was cold this week. Cold as ice. Cold as ice is not moving. Not cold as ice is, you know what I mean. 49ers. 49ers, more like the 50-50s. With them being 50-50, 1-1 after that loss. Who did they freaking lose to last week? Or have they lost? They have lost. Okay, I'm not sure. Let's see who they lose to last week. Blah 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 blah. Oh yeah, the Bears, the rain game, where everybody was kind of after that game, everybody's like, Trey Lance is not real. Let's get Jimmy Garoppolo. And then some of those people got their freaking wish because Trey Lance got injured. I wanted to see a little bit more from Trey Lance because people were saying that, they need to go back to Jimmy G because Jimmy G's the winner. They went back to Jimmy G because they had no freaking choice. Trey Lance, sorry to any of you people that decided to take him early in the draft, early as in like ninth pick after your first. I mean, if some of you guys decided to take him as your first quarterback, it's not. Most people were expecting him to be one of the top quarterbacks in fantasy. I think he was supposedly going to be top 5, top 10. That's not happening this year because he's already out for the whole year. Hopefully he recovers, comes back, and he wasn't looking terrible. I mean, I think he only threw 2 passes. But yeah, 49ers 1-1 now. Geno wasn't looking terrible because he's 24 for 30. That's pretty good, even though they didn't really do too much. I think it was, and then Ajaya threw that freaking INT, and just nothing was really working too good for them. And the 49ers defense was outstanding. Falcons, Rams. Falcons looked like they were about to get themselves a dub, as I remember. They never actually was 10. For some reason, I thought they actually had a 20-point lead. Maybe I'm thinking of a different game, but yeah, them Falcons. Well, that's the other thing. They brought it back. Then the field goal situation happened, and they got themselves a touchdown. As I remember. Other games, Texans, Broncos. Even though the Texans kept it close the whole time, they really couldn't do too much because they missed Cook. If you had Cook, he didn't have the greatest numbers, but you don't. I mean, if you didn't have, like me, I don't have the greatest wide receiver group, so I somewhat didn't have a choice. And Cooks is somewhat always consistent, so I decided to play him. But yeah, hopefully he does better next week. Yes, them Bengals, Joe Burrow's Bengals took another loss, ladies and gentlemen. Another one, as the DJ you most know. And he took it to Cooper Rush, not Dak Prescott. Terrible, terrible news right now. Well, terrible news for Bengals fans because freaking they just went to the Super Bowl a year ago. I was about 2 years, like craziness. That's when 2 years ago when Joey B was injured, but Joey B bag burrito took another L, which wasn't too great, but yeah, he's getting sacked all over the place. I'm pretty sure he probably is leading and like getting sacked and all, and the offensive line just isn't doing too great. Then again, I mean, this Cowboys defense they ain't no slouches. They weren't really given too much room to Jamar Chase. I just got Jamar Chase. I just said my wide receiver room isn't too great, but I have Jamar Chase, so that's not too bad. But still, Jamar Chase wasn't getting too much things. If you had Noah Brown, decide to pick up Noah Brown. good for you because he got you 20-some points. But then again, if most of you play in a 10-team league, you probably wouldn't need a Noah Brown or wouldn't even want to pick up a Noah Brown. If you're playing the 14 to 16, then Noah Brown obviously was a good pickup. And I mean, he had a good game before that one anyways. Packers Bears. This was a sleep fest because the Bears were sleeping the whole time. They were hibernating, as most Bears do. But the Bears have been hibernating for fucking, 20-some years or some shit like that. Because they really haven't been doing anything. Did they even make the playoffs? Didn't even make the playoffs like that with Jay Cutler. It's been a long time. And my mom's a little fuzzy on that. But still, the Bears just couldn't do snaps in that game. A lot of it did have to do with penalties. And the Packers defense just wouldn't let them have it. And also Aaron Rodgers and his running backs, not his wide receivers, his running backs just wouldn't let him do anything. As in the defense, here and there they would stop him, but the Bears defense also young. Aaron Rodgers, like I said, A.J. Dillon and A.J. Grizzly Green just wouldn't let him have anything. Romeo Dobbs, is it Romeo Dobbs? I think that is. Young wide receiver. Then Watson and Sammy Watkins also did a little bit too to help out. So fantasy, I actually haven't seen A.J. Dillon or Green's numbers, but I don't see them in this. Oh, Aaron Green actually 32. Holy snaps. I know you had some good numbers, but I didn't know they were that good. Holy schmoly. 15 for 132 and 1 touchdown receptions. One touchdown, 338. Great. And another rookie that's been doing great, or he did great this game, but the other game he wasn't terrible either. Garrett Welsh. He's looking like a stud. I decided to take Elijah Moore in one of my drafts and was not looking so great because this guy looks pretty awesome, I tell you what. Anybody else that I didn't notice? Mike Williams, everybody. I mean, that was a Thursday nighter, so everybody got to see. Mark Andrews, I didn't actually realize that he did have too much points, but 9 for 104, 1 touchdown, 11 dogage. Great numbers right there. Drake London, the other rookie that's the other. Coming into this draft, if you looked up draft situations and all that stuff, everybody figured, or most of us figured, that wide receiver is going to be deep this year. That's why I went so heavy on freaking running backs. But still, I ended up trading one of my running backs for wide receiver, but I got another running back in return, so I'm okay with it. But yeah, it has been fun, ladies and gentlemen. Not fantasy-wise for me today, but, still, it's the NFL, The majority of the games were really good. A lot of them ended up pretty good. But then again, there's never really NFL, or I don't remember the last time where there was an NFL week. Unless it comes to the very ending of the year. Even the ending of the year, you'll have 1 or 2, 3 good games. But that's somewhat closer to my favorite times, obviously, playoff times and all that stuff. And then you get to actually see more games, Thanksgiving time, all the fun times. It's getting close. I mean, it's not close, but still. I don't even know what the hell I was trying to say, but there's always good games. That's what I was trying to say. But hey, two games tomorrow or today, and yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Your boy Sabotage. I'm gonna do that. I think that's how you do that. That Antonio Brown dance, the one Deontay Johnson, Mike, and all them boys were doing. But yeah, Sabotage out. Until next time.